It's GeForce Now Thursday, so that's what we'll be covering for cloud gaming news today, and we'll be talking about the games arriving this week, as well as a preview of the games arriving later this month. There's quite a bit to cover today, so let's dive right into the news and get to it. Now, before getting to the newest games arriving this week, we're going to kick things off by looking at some other GeForce Now headlines making news. First up is that leading 5G provider Rain has announced that it will be introducing GeForce Now powered by Rain to South Africa early next year. As of right now, that's all we got, but you can look forward to more updates to come. It's always a great thing to hear that more support is coming for GeForce Now in other parts of the world, and this is no different. At the end of the day, more people having access to quality cloud gaming is never a bad thing, and it's only going to help the medium in the long term. I'll be sure to keep you updated with any news and updates that drop about this, but for now, let's take a look at the games coming to GeForce Now this week. And as a heads up, if there's a game that's not interesting to you, there are timestamps in the description below in case you want to skip ahead. Up first, we have a new release on Steam and the Epic Games Store, and that's Against the Storm, a dark fantasy city builder where you must rebuild civilization in the face of apocalyptic rains. You'll have to lead humans, lizards, beavers, and harpies to reclaim the wilderness and secure a future for civilization's last survivors. Now, what makes this game extra unique is that it's described as a city builder meeting roguelike, which means there's a ton of replayability built right into the game. Following that, we have another brand new release over on Steam, and that's Horsetail's Emerald Valley Ranch. You'll be able to enjoy this beautiful horseback adventure as you explore the vast wild stretches of land surrounding you and meet residents of the peninsula and forge friendships. You'll be able to discover secrets hidden on the island, breed, tame, and train horses, each with their own unique strengths and characteristics, and take part in thrilling races. Can't say it speaks to me, but it's definitely looking like a pretty family-friendly title. Past that is another new release, and that's Spacetail: Every Journey Leads Home. You can pick this one up over on Steam, and it's described as a 2.5D adventure platformer where you can immerse yourself in a deep and emotional plot and let yourself explore new planets and interact with alien civilizations. The game's got a good looking art style, and I'm not gonna lie, the main character being just a dog definitely gives it bonus points in my book. Its description states that every planet is different and has its specific inhabitants who can either become friends for the main character or be very unfriendly towards her. You'll be able to communicate with those inhabitants by using their dialogue system that revolves around solely of dog's body language. So expect to jump, wag your tail, bark, and growl. Definitely seems like another family-friendly, fun title. But now let's switch to something a little more scary. The Chant is a single-player, third-person horror adventure game that's just released and you can pick it up on Steam. And the game's set in a remote spiritual island retreat where you have to survive by crafting, fighting, and escaping the psychedelic horrors set loose when a spiritual ritual goes wrong and awakens a dimension of cosmic terror. Now, I've actually been keeping an eye on this project for quite a while, so I'm happy to see it arrive on GeForce Now because it's got some very interesting gameplay mechanics. Balance is key. You're gonna have to harden your mind against horror and panic, protect your body against physical threats, and elevate your spirit to meditate and access supernatural abilities. I'm actually very interested to see how that mechanic plays out in game, but either way, I would keep a close eye on this one. I think it's got some potential. Moving on from that, we have another new release that's actually really caught my eye, and that's called the Entropy Centre. You can pick this one up on Steam, and it's described as thinking in reverse as you have to outsmart the impossible, a mind-bending first-person adventure where you solve ingenious and complex puzzles by rewinding objects through time. Now, the reason this one caught my eye is specifically because it has a lot of that Portal charm to it. It looks extremely well polished and even has its own quirky, unique AI. It's also worth pointing out that the whole time-bending mechanic looks really fun to use, and I cannot wait to see how this one turns out. Now, the last new release for this week, but not the last game being added, is WRC Generations, the FIA WRC official video game, which you can pick up on Steam. Quite the title to pronounce, but the game is all about rising to the challenge of the most comprehensive, realistic, and demanding rally simulation ever developed. You'll dive right into the heart of the action and drive the cars from the 2022 WRC Championship, including the new hybrid models. The game features 750 kilometers of unique special stages in 22 countries, 37 legendary cards plus additional bonuses, and it will also have cross-platform support. But now let's move over to the other games joining the library this week, and up next is a free game you can claim right now on the Epic Games Store, and it's called Filament. In it, you'll be solving challenging cable-based puzzles and uncover what really happened to the crew of the Alabaster. It's always great when free games arrive via the Epic Games Store and GeForce Now the very same week. This one you have until November 10th to claim. Following that, we have an update on a big game that a lot of people were excited for, but sadly had some issues getting on GFN last week, and that's Star Ocean: The Divine Force. This marks the first JRPG release from Square Enix, and that alone is exciting news, but the game itself appears to be very well received as well from users who are a fan of the series. I'm really happy to see that they were able to resolve whatever issue happened last week because, like I said, this does mark the first JRPG release from Square. Hopefully if this release goes well or above their expectations, they'll consider releasing other big games like the Final Fantasy series, Kingdom Hearts, or more. Up next is PAGUI, which you can pick up over on Steam, and it says that it's based on a true story from Taiwan's history. One day, by chance, an orphan raised at a temple learned of his family background, and from then he decided to set out on a journey to uncover the secrets of his family and identity. Do note that it is a horror RPG title, so expect some scares, but based on reviews it seems to be very positive on Steam with over 720 users chiming in. Following that, we have Risk Global Domination, in which you can play the iconic strategy board game. It's over on Steam and there's not a whole lot too much more to add to this one, but I will point out that it is free to play based on tokens and a timer, but they do have a premium mode DLC which bypasses all the token stuff so you don't have to wait to play your game. Now the last game being added is one that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very happy to see, and that's Total War 3 Kingdoms, which you can pick up on Steam. It's the first time the award-winning series is able to recreate epic conflicts across ancient China, combining a gripping turn-based campaign of empire building and conquest with stunning real-time battles. The Total War series is huge on PC, and I know a lot of people were extremely happy to see Warhammer get added, but I'm even happier to say that it seems like they've had some success there and are bringing more of their titles over. Hopefully this isn't the last Total War entry we'll see get added to GFN, since I know everybody kinda has their favorite era and title. And while that wraps up the 11 games coming to GeForce Now this week, let's take a look at the list of games that are confirmed coming for the rest of the month. This month, you can look forward to The Unliving, Terracotta, A Little to the Left, Yum Yum Cookstar, Nobody, The Turnaround, Goat Simulator 3, Evil West, Color Tone Remixed, Warhammer 40k Darktide, Heads Will Roll Downfall, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2, Hidden Through Time, Cave Blazers, Railgrade, and The Legend of Tian Ding. Now as per usual, I want to make it clear that this doesn't confirm every single title coming to GFN this month, this is just a preview of some of the games already confirmed. After all, last month in October, they had 14 additional games get added throughout the month that weren't confirmed at the very start. Now if you ask me, it seems like a pretty solid month. I think Warhammer 40k Darktide is definitely my standout. After playing the closed beta, I cannot wait to dive back into that world. But other big standouts include Star Ocean The Divine Force, WRC Generations. The Chant is one that I'm very interested in seeing how it performs, along with the Entropy Centre, and I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see both Total War 3 Kingdoms and Evil West as well. Either way, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. And as always, thank you for watching, I hope you have a great day. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.